All right, I broke down Wake Forest on third down versus Florida State this past weekend. The couple things that I noticed was it was just a wonderful combination of both scheme and then players just making plays. So the on 14, they had 19 third downs. On 14 of them, they lined up in bunch formation, and 10 of them ended up being plays that Wake Forest made or Florida State didn't. So when they line up in bunch, the thing that they're trying to see is what is this backside safety going to do? And if he cheats towards the middle of the field, they'll work the one-on-one down here to the field. If he plays the middle of the field or if he helps out on the one-on-one, then they'll work the bunch side. In this instance, they ran a nice switch release to the sticks and took a nice, easy 3rd and 10 for 13 yards. And that is important because they will come back to that combination later. This was the second third down. It was 3rd and 4. This is exactly where they want to be. Again, you'll notice the bunch and you'll notice the safeties in the middle of the field this time. This instance, because the safety's in the middle of the field, the quarterback decides to take the one-on-one and easy pitch and catch on a slant on 3rd and 4. You pick up 6. So now at this point, you've shown we'll throw it to the bunch and we'll throw it to the single receiver side. Here it is down in the tight red zone, bunch to the field, safety cheats to the bunch. So now, actually, in this instance, the quarterback likes the bunch side to start with and then decides, you know what, it's no good. The safety's cheating over. There's actually a 4-on-3 to the field. He evades the pressure that comes late and finds his one-on-one into the boundary for a touchdown. At this point, you're still only in the second quarter and you've been dominated on third down, mainly because you've been in third and manageable situations where Wake Forest is comfortable. Now you got yourself into a 3rd and 8. You like the bunch side. The safety's cheating over to the middle. So now you have a one-on-one in the boundary and a opportunity to make a play. So right here, this time they actually bring pressure. They bring a safety blitz, but the other safety's playing the middle of the field. So now the quarterback knows he's got a one-on-one and he knows that he's protected long enough to hold on to this ball and get it up. Makes an absolute great throw. But more than anything, this wideout makes one heck of a catch. I have no problems with the coverage here, and I honestly think that this is luck. That's 99% of the time that ball ends up on the ground. But guy made a play when his team needed it on the road. Okay, 3rd and 7 here. Again, a bunch to the boundary or the short side of the field. And you're going to see this slant concept to the wide side, but this time the defensive coordinator makes a choice to change the coverage to help on that slant to try to take that away because they've beat it earlier, and everything is great here. The slant is taken away, and the whip that's run into the bunch side is perfectly covered. You can never let the ball cross your face twice. Once the ball crosses your face once, that's the leverage that you play. We have 3 players here with inside leverage to take the sideline or to use the sideline with help, and none of them use it. 2 of them end up outside, and then one defender, the 3rd defender that goes to make a tackle, ends up with his hips facing the wrong goal line. Okay, this is inexcusable on any level of defense. You cannot let this happen where you have a 3-on-1 to make a tackle on a 3rd and 7 versus the best quarterback in the conference. In this instance, now you're finally in a advantageous position. You're at 3rd and 11. Coach chooses to go with pressure here and play with no help in the middle of the field. You see, you got your bunch to the boundary. It's 1-on-1 down here. And the corner actually does a really good job. He's in good coverage position, but at this point, he panics. Doesn't trust his technique, flips his hips around, ends up tackling the receiver. Easy call for the referees there. Now, a couple of good plays. Okay, now this one, you have a 3rd and 11. On 1st down, Wake Forest got called with the penalty. So they're in the position that they hate to be in. They're behind the sticks on 3rd and 20. They had to, or 2nd and 20, they threw a hitch and broke a tackle, got 9 yards. And now you're in 3rd and 11. You end up with a sack. The very next series, now you found a way to get in a 3rd and 15 after a sack on 2nd down. So you've already had a sack, and you're in 3rd and 15. Wake Forest hates to be in a must drop back position because they cannot show run and RPO, and you end up with a sack right here from number 44, I believe. Okay, at this point now, here's a 3rd and 4. You're going to play cover 1, which is what you've been going to all night. Wake Forest actually comes out in a different formation. We are in the 4th quarter now. You've shown your bunch enough where you know what you're going to get. Coach decides to take a chance. This is a great coverage call. As you see, the linebacker here, this would be the Sam backer, has help from inside help from the safety. Safety should be coming down hard to take away any in-breaking routes and doesn't come down fast enough. And the tight end just gets leverage on him. He gets leverage based on just not getting help from the safety. That the linebacker has to play outside leverage, and he's not necessarily a coverage guy. He's not your nickel. So he's got to play with help, and he doesn't get help there. Here's a 3rd and 11. Again, now on this one, on 1st down, you got a tackle for 0, and then on 2nd down, you get a tackle for loss, a -1 run. Okay, again, Wake Forest hates to be in this position. You end up with the same concept that you had earlier. They're going to run that same sticks concept that they got an easy 1st down, the very first 3rd down of the game. They run that same concept. Everybody's covered, and there's a man in the quarterback's face or in his lap. There may be one window to throw the ball in, but because of the pressure, he doesn't see that window, or he just doesn't feel comfortable with it. And this is the difference between pressure and no pressure. Ends up taking a sack. Okay, now these next 6 plays really, I feel like, define the game. Okay, so this is a 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter, I believe. How much time left? We've got 9 minutes left in the game, and it's a 1-score game. This is Wake Forest summed up. They come out, they go 2-yard run. Okay, most teams, that would be frustrating. They're going to go to the pass on this very next play on 2nd and 8. Wake Forest, they trust it. They come right back out, run it again. Now it's 3rd and 6. They're right where they want to be. They're comfortable. Florida State plays a cover 2 man here on 3rd and 6. They decide to not go with pressure, which is a good call. Although you do want to get in his face, you got to be able to get it. and eliminate the passing lane. So they decide to go cover 2 man, which is something they've been doing all season. See, everybody's covered, but they can't generate pressure with just 4 rushing the quarterback. He gets a good clean throw off, and even with everything covered and getting a good throw off, this should be an interception. At very least, this ball should be on the ground. It ends up being a catch for 13-yard gain. Again, it's absolute clean pocket until the last second, and now perfect covered position and just players making plays. One guy made the play, the other guy didn't. This had nothing to do with scheme right here. This was man on man. 4 guys up front. Nobody won their one-on-one battle. And this one guy out here, number 21, didn't win his battle. At this point, Wake Forest decides to go for the throat. On first down, they try to take a shot, and they miss. This is completely out of Wake Forest's character, and a real great chance for Florida State to take advantage. On second down, they go to a sprint out pass. They haven't thrown a sprint out pass at all the whole game. They try to throw a sprint out pass, misses on the throw, get pressure on the quarterback. Then now you're in a 3rd and 10. This is exactly the position you want to be if you're Florida State University. Knowing that they're going to be in a all-out rush mode up front, Wake Forest puts their bunch to the field and knows that the 7th run support defender is going to play pass. That is the safety that is circled here. Because of it, they know that they will have a huge gap in order to and able to run the ball into the boundary, into the short side of the field. End rushes upfield. The back cuts up, and Wake Forest is right back where they want to be on a 3rd and 10. They end up making it a 4th and 3, which is exactly the position you want to be in as an offensive coordinator. You got to be able to pass the ball for 4 yards here. It's almost impossible to cover down as a defense in this situation. If you have good spacing, covering all that space 53 yards wide is going to be a very tall task when a team only needs to get 4. In this case, the corner has the first out, or the nickel, I should say, has the first out. The corner has the second out. The linebacker has the first in, and then the safety is going to work over top here. So even with it covered perfectly, there's no way for that guy to have leverage on that route. It is the perfect route to run for 4 yards. And that's exactly what they got on a 4th and 3. They get 4 yards, and that sums up the game. As you can see, there's a combination of just great scheme and then players making plays. And in the end, there's not much you can do about it when, as a coach, your guys were right there to make plays. The calls were good, and the players just didn't quite execute at the level that you needed in order to win the game.